All right, we're finally getting into some Bordeaux here on Drinking It In. All right, welcome back to Drinking It In. I'm your host, Chris Casara. We are here to help you know more and drink better. And we're starting to make good on one of our 2021 drinks goals, which was drink more Bordeaux. And really dive into this stuff, right? So Bordeaux is a really big region in France. It's one of the biggest regions in the world in terms of wine production, and I think it has like an uncool reputation, right? And I think that's because a lot of what you read in the wine press is the same crap over and over about the $1,000 bottles and profiles of Chateau Rothschild, and yeah. I mean, I'm not really interested in reading about the Rothschild family again. Wine Spectator. Oh boy, probably shouldn't badmouth them, but it is what it is, right? Come on, let's get some fresh content. So I think part of the part of the uncool, right, or is that it's seen as a rich man's drink, and the truth of the matter is there's so much out there, and it really needs to be explored. Now, because there's so much out there, right, it makes it hard to navigate. And on the labels, right, on the front of the labels at least, you don't see, Cabernet, Merlot, Cabernet Franc, whatever, Bordeaux. They're all blends, right? So a lot of times you'll hear the term Bordeaux blend when they're doing wines in California. And it's a blend of like Cabernet and Merlot and other grapes. So I think that's another reason why it makes it tough to navigate. And it takes time to really learn this stuff. So and I think the last, or one of the other reasons, is that Bordeaux needs time, right? It's not something that really is easy to pop and pour as soon as you buy it, upon release, right? It needs time to chill out and develop in the bottle. So LeBron James said, Bordeaux needs time. LeBron gets it, so why doesn't everybody else get it? I think just him alone mentioning Bordeaux in a couple more instances is going to make it real cool. So let's get ahead of that trend. I've got two wines here. We have a 2012 Chateau Fleur Cardinale from the region of Saint-Emilion, and 2015 Chateau Fontestu from the Haute-Médoc region in Bordeaux. So what you got to understand about Bordeaux is that there is Bordeaux lies on, or the regions in Bordeaux, they line the appellations of Bordeaux line the Gironde River, and they're the appellations either on the left bank or it's on the right bank. And if you're on the left bank, right, actually I should change this up so it's conducive to your viewing. So if you're on the left bank, like the Haute-Médoc region, you're primarily going to be based on Cabernet Sauvignon, the grape, right? There'll be Merlot, there'll be Cab Franc in there, but the majority of the blend is going to be Cabernet Sauvignon. If you're on the right bank, right, like Saint-Emilion or Pomerol, another well-known Merlot appellation, or Merlot-based appellation, right bank appellation, you're going to be Merlot. You're going to be more Merlot-based, and that has to do with the soil types, right? Merlot just grows better on the right bank. Cabernet grows better on the left bank, but there's plenty of other grapes involved in making these blends. So I look at this guy, 53% Cab Sauvignon, 45% Merlot, 2% Cab Franc, and I think this one doesn't tell me. Oh no, here it is. 75% Merlot on the Fleur Cardinale, 20% Cab Franc, and 5% Cab Sauvignon. So, there's a lot of leeway that winemakers, get, or can. They can use some creative license to make these wines. And I think the different estates from year to year are fairly consistent. So once you really have an understanding of really what ones that you like, it's much easier to go year to year. hopefully that helps. It's a real high level. We'll go deeper dives into some of the some more of my favorite appellations. But this was a good place to start. One Cabernet Sauvignon dominant, one Merlot dominant. You know, relatively recent vintage, 2015. A little older, 2012. Let's give these wines a taste. I'm gonna start with the young one. If you look at these wines side by side, you can definitely tell that this is a younger wine because it's very light and bright, whereas this is starting to turn a little, I'd say a little more rust colors. So, or show some more rust colors. So again, 53% Cabernet Sauvignon. So this should be a little more heavier weight than this guy, but let's see what we get. Oh. So, wow, so this has a, it's like a brown sugar element to it. Pretty blackberries. A little bit of licorice. And some nutmeg. Damn. Wow, this is shockingly good. There are some tannins, right, as you would expect because of the Cabernet Sauvignon, but it's not, it's not like it's drying my mouth out to where it's uncomfortable. The fruit is really there. Like it as it goes through your palate, you get a nice creaminess to it. I mean, I opened, both of these were opened yesterday. I did have a glass of this. I did not enjoy it as much yesterday as I did today. So maybe there's a tip there is, open your Bordeaux a little early. Wow, so this is really pretty. That licorice note is there on the palate too. Really nice. Light. So this has 13% alcohol. So much lighter in the scheme of the percent alcohols where these could get upwards of 14 into 15. So let's move over to the right bank. 14% alcohol in the Chateau, Fleur, Cardinale. Like these guys. So these guys are a Grand Cru Classé. So it's a pretty high upper echelon wine. I did a tasting at Marty's Fine Wine in Newton, Mass. With one of the owners of this chateau, really engaging folks, small in the scheme of Bordeaux, but just great people, great wines, and this 2012 knocked my socks off back then, which is probably about 3-4 years ago. And this is much darker. It's soft. It's dark and soft at the same time. So Merlot is going to be softer than Cabernet, and but this guy is loaded with black cherries and blackberries. I almost get a touch of cinnamon. I've been getting a lot of like spices, like autumn spices in a lot of the stuff that I've been tasting lately, the reds. And there's almost a floral component here. So, I mean, think about that. Like this is beautiful. This is a gorgeous wine to, to sit here and smell. And I'm sorry, I think at times I end up, sitting here smelling the wine, and hopefully you guys are picking up on some of the nuances, and also getting into the habit of in your own wine experience, just spending more time smelling the wines, because there are just some wines that are just stunning to smell, and you don't even have to drink them. I mean, you should drink them, but So again, flowers, black cherries, blackberries, cinnamon. Hope you heard the train coming by. Okay. So it is interesting because this is Merlot, and I wouldn't expect the tannins to be present, but there is a little bit of a tannic nature to this. I think it suggests that there's a lot more life left in this wine. Very luscious and mouth coating, and I feel this finish is going to go on for a long time. I can already tell. You know, just like this one, just like the Fontestu, there's a creamy note to this. So like that fruit, right? That black cherries, blackberries, you know, tart blackberries. It turns, you know, it's almost like there's a layer of cream that ends up poured on that as you get towards the end. Really, really, really great stuff. Yeah, I mean, so this is a hell of a start for the 2021 Drink Schools of drinking more Bordeaux, learning more about Bordeaux. I'm going to keep diving deeper as we get into 2021. We're going deep on Bordeaux this year, and I think you should do the same. Anything that really was 2015, I think that you can find on the market from a vintage perspective is going to be pretty safe and ready to drink now. If you're lucky enough to come across a Chateau Fleur Cardinale, do your research on some of the vintages, but I think with producers that you reliable producers that you come across and you start to get to know, you don't have to worry about the vintage as much, because you can trust that any of the wine they're putting out is going to be of really good quality year after year. So thanks again for joining, folks. Hope this was a good start for Bordeaux, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.